Hello, everyone. Hello. So yesterday, I guess a few people were able to see me on Facebook, even though I couldn't get on there physically, physically, but I couldn't get onto it. I could connect to Facebook through my StreamYard because that's what I use to connect. Is I use StreamYard. So StreamYard connected me to the Facebook, which was absolutely fabulous. So um, people were able to see me. But I couldn't connect with Instagram at all. But anyways, hey, say la vie. It is what it is. You know what I mean. Just right as rain. You just got to go with it. So, blessings everybody out there. Hello, Erica. Hello, Holly. Hello, Mary. Hello, Charlene. Hello, Dana. Woo! I feel like I'm. There was a show that I used to watch, and it was it was a kindergarten show. I can't remember, but she had a magic glass, and she would look through this magic sort of glass, and then she would it would freak me out because I thought she could actually see me with this glass, with this mirror. And she goes, "Oh, welcome." And she'd say everybody's name, right? And I would hide behind the couch because I didn't want her to see me for whatever reason. I just thought it was kind of freaky that somebody could see me through the television. So being able to see me through the television is was kind of freaky. Now that you think about it, they can see you through the television. Hmm. And you don't even know who it is. Oh my goodness. The days, the days. So welcome everybody. We have a moon that is in Capricorn, and then it is going to go void, of course, as it will enter into Aquarius. This is don't be over emotional today. Just saying. It is a highly emotional day. People's emotions can reach over the top, and we're going to be seeing that as we are going to be building up to a new moon and going into the balsamic dark phases of the moon. This is a very heavily spiritual time with Pisces. Pisces energy. This is really a time to connect with spirituality, with one's own spirituality. This isn't about going out and trying to force something or make it happen because my ego says it is, or I'm going to do this. This is where you're going to see a lot of people who are insane, crazy, bipolar, just sort of come out and try and force their way upon, saying, things like, "Oh, I'm so much better without that person." And yes, this is just the best thing for me. And then when you sit back and you sort of watch what has happened with their life or what they've done, is that you find out, well, the people that were you were working with are the people who are probably are better off without you because you've made their life an absolute hell. This is also, and I've seen it, with a few of my clients, feeling trapped, because all of the planets are in the 11th and 12th house, and they're sort of scrunched in, and they're going to be even getting more scrunchy over the next week. And so you're going to be feeling like, oh my God, when I look at a chart and all the energy sort of on one side, that's when people can really, when they look at their chart and it's not sort of spread around the chart, with some, but when it's all clumped on one side, people can feel like, ooh, I feel trapped. I can never get anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. And there's the energies from the other side, even though there might not be any plants in their natal chart, but different energies from the other side seems to constantly bombard them. And this is where, that feeling of being trapped, and especially with Venus, because Venus is heading towards Pisces. Now she can see Mr. Saturn, and she's between not only Pluto and Mars, but she's on the other side of Saturn. And so this is kind of like feeling squeezed. I can't get where I want, and I can't express the way I want to express. I can't go into the directions I want to go. So I can just feel like almost like flying off the handle, like freaking out over things. And it's again, this is a spiritual total energy of coming into our own selves, our own spiritual energies, and really connecting with our divine. This is a, like I've been saying for several weeks now, it is a surrendering time. It is a time where if you are trying to push or egotistically say, I need to do it this way because that's the way I've always done it, it isn't going to work. It's just going to blow up in your fucking face. It's just going to look like that you've just headed into more of crazy town. And with so much energy, too, we also have Mercury that's going to be coming up in the next little after the moon, the new moon, coming up to Neptune at 27 degrees. So it is going to feel, we're going to start to feel like, you thought it was Clown Town before. What you're going to be witnessing is that Clown Town around you. And it is so important to try and keep yourself in a neutral place. Yes, we're all human. Yes, we can be pulled in many different ways. But right now, you're seeing Bitcoin hitting its all-time high. You're seeing gold hitting its all-time high. You're seeing different things on the stock. It's like up high. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, this is great. This is great. And you got to remember that that's the Muggle world. The Muggle world is drawing you into the craziness of what they say is important. What they are throwing at you, this is important. And it's all lumped in together. It's all part of the same. And what I keep on seeing, you know how you see uh steel wire when it's all wrapped together, the big wire. Cables, the big cables. So you see these cables, these steel cables, and it's all wrapped together, even though each piece might be an individual piece, but they're not an individual piece. They're still joined together. They're still part of that big cable. And that's what you're seeing, right? So even when you're looking at, hello, Charlene, even when you're looking at the crypto, and you're looking at the stock and the gold and this and that, they are all part of that same cable. And it is an illusion that they want to draw you in. Well, you don't have enough. Look at you. Do you have crypto? Do you have this? Have you bought gold? Have you bought silver? Have you bought this? Have you bought that? Look at the stock market. Have you? So it's like, but you got to remember, it is an illusional scene to draw you in. It's like all of the things about Kate Middleton. Oh, we can't find Kate. We can't find. Well, who gives a fuck? You can't find Kate. She said she wouldn't be out till April. And so it's like almost where they had to do a plot thing where she drives out with her mother. And like, oh, we spotted Kate. She's alive. Like, it's like, let's draw you over here, let's draw you over there. And it's like, no, we're making you go like this, and you're going like this. And it's where you have to be like this. You have to come into the center. You have to come on and really, center yourself. I was just, one of my clients, poor thing, I mean, she's gone through some crazy relationships and stuff like that. Beautiful girl. And was in, sort of a newish relationship and stuff. And he's like, oh, we're going too fast. I don't want this. And she's like, she's in a time of her life, that she wants a relationship. She doesn't want to be out there playing the field and doing all that kind of stuff. She's like really into like, no, I want to make a commitment into something that's special, but I want somebody who can give me something, who can, be there and be a part of my life and not try and control it or rule it. And be kind. And also, I mean, she does have children, so she's someone who could be a part of their lives as well. And this is where I go back and I'm like, well, you're feeling very trapped because there's a belief there that I'm destined to be alone for the rest of my life. That's it. And this is where it's like you could easily get lost and drifting off that spiritual center, where for her, it's like I said, you really got to come back to that spiritual center. You got to come back into that and I got like this core, but it's not a cable, right? The core, when I see when people come back to their core, it is this beautiful iridescent tube, a connection that goes, that floats up and comes all the way down. It's not a cable. The cable is just like, it gets you and it holds and it's strong and you can't move any which way. This is a beautiful tube, and the tube is a connection. A tube allows for flow to come in and to come out. It doesn't want to hold you in this. It doesn't want to hold you like, oh, I'm holding you right here. You got to go this way. And, cables are good at times, but right now it's not so much of getting entangled in the cables. It's about coming into that flow, that iridescence of energy that is allowing for things, energies to flow through and to flow up, to have those connections. And we're growing into um a beautiful spiritual energy, and this feeling of, we're coming into a feeling with the the god realm, and the god realm is on the other side of the astral belt. Saturn is at the very end of our astral belt. Then you have, on the other side, you have Uranus, then you have Neptune, and then you have Pluto. That's what they call the god realm, because you can't see it. So we're coming into this world, we're entering into this storm, and we're entering into the storm of, we can't see everything. So there's energies, or there's myths that are there, there's things that are at play, but we can't see everything. So we have to come back into our into that balance, into our life, into that place where we are able to, allow openings and closings to come, but not being attached to them, not coming into that attachment. So when you see the news, or you hear about this and you hear about that, that's pulling you all over the place. That's where you're saying, okay, I got to get off this bandwagon. I got to get off this crazy. I got to come back into a place that is really driving me in the direction that I know that I have within my heart. To know that I have, the skills. What are my skills? What have I built for the past few years? What have I been doing? I have skills and talents. Am I utilizing those skills and talents, or are they just sort of sitting there and I sort of say, yeah, I can do that, but I never do fuck all with it, right? So this is the skills and the talents that are there, that you have to draw on, to connect with, and allowing for that connections to come in. And this is where, to start living in the moment, like moment by moment by moment, right? And not over analyzing things, right? You have an interview today. Oh, wow. Oh, I missed you too, Dana. You have an interview today. And yeah, so allow, if it, just allowing for that flow to come in. This is my gifts and my talents. This is what I can offer, right? And allow it, not being attached with whatever that outcome is, not being attached with, well, I need it to look like this, I need to have it like this, and it needs to look like this, and I got to have that. No attachments. And you'll find where the maintenance is, maintenance of what it takes. So I have the gifts and talents. Well, how can I maintain what I do, right? So, for instance, for me to be here to do what I do, what do I do to maintain it? Well, I have a spiritual practice. I am, listening daily to this beautiful, little. I'm doing a not a Bible study, but I listen to these a year within the Bible. I'm, reading this book about He Leadeth Me, about this. Wow, some of the things that he goes through, it's unbelievable. The the faith that he has, right? So it sort of gets you to, um really look at the things. Like, he's in one of the worst jails in the age of Stalin in Russia. And because he's a priest, they thrown him in with the worst of the worst. And being where he is, where they're building factories and everything by hand, by hand. They're digging out things by hand and with old picks and stuff like that. Um, but he's still finding time to connect, and he's still finding that time to connect with his God, and to do the mass for others, and just, hear confessions from those who've turned him in and stuff like that, and being able to forgive. Like, it's just like, holy shit, this is just wow. He sort of blows your mind. And he was in there for 15 years in prison. So, reading that and giving sort of perspective on my own life, where it's like, I don't think I have anything really to bitch about when you think somebody has to build something and dig a hole with their hands, right? So it gives you kind of perspective of what it is that you're going on. But the thing is, we all come in on our paths. We all come in with different crosses to bear. And what my cross to bear might seem, oh, nothing, but to me it's heavy, right? This is what I come in to bear. For others, you know, um, they look at their life, you might think it's easy peasy or whatever. So you got to remember, everybody has their cross to bear. Everybody has their path to walk, their earth walk to walk. And we are not here to judge on their walk, but we are here to connect with one another, to help one another to grow, and to be able to be in that place that is allowing ourselves to do what we are needing to do. And with everything coming out, and I keep on, with when it comes, everything that I hear about money, 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 that's all. Turn on the radio, that's what you're hearing about. Oh, look at it, on all-time high. Oh, this is all. There's something there that is coming in, that is it's like it's here, but we're not really seeing it. And I think that is within that spiritual connection. It is within that place where everybody's going to say, oh, that's stupid, why are you doing that? Oh, why are you continuing to do it that way? So there's something there that's going to help to carry you through. And it's not going to be what is reflected in the world out here. It's not going to be in that reflection. It's going to be in something totally different that we are not expecting, because Uranus comes in to play. And when Uranus comes into play, it is something we're not even expecting at all. So this is, something um, that we're seeing that isn't real. So it's, and we're coming at the beginning and the end of signs too. So with a lot of these major planets, where Pluto's at the beginning of a sign, Neptune is at the end of the sign, going up to 27 degrees. We have, same with Uranus as well. So we have this ending. So we know there's going to be a lot that's going to be coming in on the world front. We're going to be seeing a lot of things that are going to be coming in worldly, that are and that people are just going to fall into, and they're going to be very hard to ignore, because they are going to be feeling, very it is, well, it's not going to feel, it is, we're in fated times. It's where you can't go against fate. Fate is what fate is. If it's fated, it's fated. That's why when you look at somebody's chart, it's just like, well, I can't change that, right? It is the way it is going to unfold. It is how we receive it. It is how we work our way through it, because as we are entering into a lot of fated energy, and from this new moon, we are going to be entering into the eclipse season. We are going to have a lunar eclipse, and we're going to have a solar eclipse. And eclipses are eclipsing, they're eclipse things. So people are thinking that they can change things, they could do this, they could do that. But what is happening, or what they're going to find, is that it's going to be totally different on the other side of the eclipse. So there's a lot of fated energy that's coming in, during this time that we are going to be witnessing, that we are going to be seeing at this time. So it's going to be a little bit crazy. It's going to be where again we have to come back into our centeredness, into our connection. Otherwise, you're going to feel like you're all over the fucking place, and it's going to be crazy. So let's bring in the Golden Tarot. Bring in the Golden Tarot. And if you're wanting to book a reading, definitely get a hold of me. Just email thegubermama@gmail.com. And we can connect, and I can get you booked in. I do have a cancellation tomorrow, which is kind of cool. So there we go. So my cancellation tomorrow, if you want to book in, if you want to book in, it's at 10:30 tomorrow morning. So I had somebody say, yes, I want it. And then they asked me how much my readings are, and they are, they asked me how much my readings are. Friday or next week or evening. I can't do evenings. So, and Fridays are kind of difficult for me to do. Friday I am booked, but Fridays are difficult for me to do because I'm working and other commitments. But we'll see what I have next week. Ooh, I got a lot of cards in here that are all over the place. So the reason I say evenings are too difficult because I'm up at 5 a.m, and anytime after like 5 or 6, I get exhausted. I'm tired. So that's why working in the evening is really hard for me. Card, the Temperance, balance. Talking about, I'm up at 5 a.m. I got to balance. So in comes this beautiful Temperance. She comes in to show you what the ebb and the flow are within our world and within our spiritual world, right? Because it is this beautiful angel that comes in. The irises are there. The irises are a beautiful connection to that of the divine and the goddess, and wanting to have, not only within our intuition, but what we have within our mundane world. And what is that connection with our mundane world? How are we allowing for that flow to come in for our lives? And with it, yeah, it can be a little bit overwhelming. We have, that juggling. We have that of obstacles that come in. So when the Two of Pentacles is like, we just have to let it go. Why are we continually trying to juggle things? Let it go. Let it fall. Because in letting it go and letting it fall, we are able to be to see what direction we need to go into. So you got to let go. You can't be trying to juggle everything because you're wanting to balance it out. You're wanting to bring in that balance. In order to bring that balance, you got to let it go. And in letting it go, it brings in the information that you need. It allows for information to come in. It allows for the passion to come forth. But it's not going to come forth if you don't let it go. If you're trying to control it, if you are trying to control it and not giving it up to the divine, to your God and your goddess, whoever it is, you're going to find that you're going to be in some kind of ego crazy mess that you're going to find that it's going to be where you're feeling I have to have control. I have to do this. If I don't do this, it's not going to work, right? And it's like, well, okay, it's not going to work anyways because you're continually trying to control it. But I have to make those calls. I have to do this. I have to make sure there's a connection there, instead of almost taking that step back and doing the dishes, doing something else, sort of to clear the air, clear that energy, so it's not so much of your ego being a part of it, and allowing for the divine to come in. So there you go. 5 p.m. would be a goal in case I get this job. We could play it by ear. It's hate to say, Dana, evenings, it's very difficult. Plus, not only working in the evenings, and then other commitments that I have coming up in the evenings as well. So evenings are a little bit crazy. I just feel you don't go in there with any expectations. Don't go in there with any expectations. Just go in, and allow. Just go in, but don't go in with any expectations with it. So that's what I get. All right. So, anyways, I love you all. Dana, if you want a reading, definitely DM me. And we will send you guys out with so much love. May the Lord and Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say and all that you be. And have a blessed one, everybody.